Hello and welcome. Now, as you can see, I've brought the gravel bike along with me with the luggage system that's already on there. The luggage system that's on there I primarily use to carry my shelter, my tent, that kind of thing. So usually it's the tent outer on the back, the inner on the front with my sleeping mat, and everything else goes into a rucksack. I do change it out a little bit, but pretty much it remains the same. It's always the shelter on the bike. It gets that weight off your back. So I still need to carry a rucksack. Now, I have got a rucksack that I use and it's not really ideal. So today we're going to be having a look at this bag from a company called Lomo. They're based in the UK, up there in Glasgow. This rucksack dry bag has been designed with cyclists and motorcyclists in mind. It is a roll top, and once it's rolled down 3 times, there's no water then getting to the top. If the rain's driving from whichever direction, there's no water getting into there. The seams are what's known as RF welded. I don't know what that means, but it does mean there's no stitching. Here's a train behind us video bombing me. Yeah, so there's no stitching. It's just here and here where it's seamed, I think, and at the back as well, but these are reflective. As you can see, it has reflective strips on the front as well. Now, these are directional reflectors, which basically means that if a car or light source, let's say, is coming from the side, it will reflect back to the light source. So if you've got one coming kind of that way, it will reflect back that way. So that's a really neat idea. So like I say, it's a dry bag, it's all completely 100% waterproof. Now, on the back, we also have reflective strips, and I'll bring you in for a closer look. This isn't kind of tacky stuff. These reflective strips are sewn onto webbing. Now, I did say there's no stitching. Obviously, there is some stitching on the bag, but where the stitching is, it's actually RF welded around that area as well. So that's really, really good thinking. So what they've done is they've got the padding, then sewn the PVC to it, and then RF welded that PVC plate to the bag, the whole thing. Absolutely brilliant idea. So we do have a chest harness, chest strap, and that is elasticated on one side, and it has got a little bit of movement from there to there, so it is adjustable on both sides, that is. And we do have a waist belt. So if I just open that up there, you can actually see the padding, and it is quite thick padding. I'd say that's a good 10 centimeters maybe of padding, the top and the bottom. I've been riding around with it and I've had no sweat so far on my back in this area. Right, so I suppose I better show you what's inside, because obviously it's a 30 litre and you're not going to get everything, like I say, on your bike. You do need to take a separate rucksack. Now, I'm a bit disappointed because this is only available in a 30 litre version. I would personally like maybe 40, 45. I mean, this is adequate for a kind of one day or two day camping trip, bike packing trip. Anything longer than that, I think if I'm picking up supplies along the way as well, I'd need something a little bit bigger. But you know, it's perfectly good for the job that it's been designed for. I mean, really, it's a commuter's bag. So I'm going to get set up down here. I'll bring you in once I've got everything out, so you can see how much I've got crammed in here. So it's dead easy to get into the bag. There's one clip there, one clip on the other side, and it simply rolls up and rolls down. Right, so the first item out, there's all kinds of stuff in there. That is what I call my personal bag, so spare batteries, head torches for the night time, that kind of thing in there, and that usually lives inside there. That's just to help me record at night. I've got a cutlery set in there, cooking oil, because I do intend to use this bag this weekend, and hence why I've got my frying pan and a metal plate in there. Next out of the bag is my Always Summer down sleeping bag, along with a Mountain Warehouse bivvy. Not that my tent leaks, that is just to give me a bit more protection against the cold when I'm using a down sleeping bag that's only rated for summer. First aid kit, water bottle full of water. I've got some food in here, so I've got a fire pot, kind of speak, fire pot meal, and a few little goodies in there. I've got my pot to cook with. I've got a bottle of gas. Whoop. I've got my Express Primus stove. And in there is the windbreak for the stove. So that's the bag empty, but you can see just there is a rip out pouch, so it's mesh. It's not going to get wet if it's inside the dry bag and it's all sealed up properly. It's not going to get wet. It does velcro in on the back, so you can put your, I don't know, your phone, keys, maybe a map, something like that in there. So that's a really neat idea. So that's everything that was in the bag. I mean, I'm sure you'll agree that's quite a lot. You know, I've got water bottles on the bike, as you can see there. I've actually just put a new water bottle on underneath where that pedal is. So plenty of water there. Just move my radio out of the way so I don't lose it. The radio now, yeah, let me just, this always goes on my camping trips. So I am a licensed amateur radio operator, and I usually just put it on the clip there where the chest strap is. It doesn't interfere with the function of the chest strap. And the aerial I just feed through one of these loops. These reflective bits are looped, they're not sewn to the actual rucksack strap for your shoulder. So as I was saying, they are sewn to webbing, so that's really strong, that stuff. So what I would like to do really is find a little clip that I can clip through there to hold the aerial in place, because it's not ideal having it fed through there like that. The bag, as you would expect, flattens to nothing, and you can always sit on it if the ground's wet. Some of you may be aware I do like to leave links in the description box below. So the first one you'll see there is the Lomo website. Now, price, really cheap. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I will check on their website when I edit this video, and I'll flash it up on the screen for you so you can see. Have a look through their website. Cheap doesn't mean poor quality. What Lomo's business model is that they cut out the middleman, so they manufacture and then sell direct to the customer. So yeah, why pay for, you know, reps and, you know, and I don't know what you do to market things, but it's not cheap, I know that much. So they cut all that out. They have the website, they use word of mouth like me and other social media people, other YouTubers, to get the brand out there. Now I'm really impressed with the quality. You know, I did check out what their company was about before I got this, so I know all the kind of business model and all that kind of thing. But yeah, really good bag. Like I say, the only downside for me is I would like one a little bit bigger. So whether Lomo are going to do that in the future, I don't know. For a day pack or for one night camping, brilliant. Even two, but more than that, I think I'll be pushing it to its limits, especially with no room being on the rest of the panniers on the bike. the rest of the system on the bike. So yeah, they sell panniers. They've got a whole section there for motorcyclists and cyclists. They do sailing stuff, kayak stuff, hundreds of different dry bags, and they do stuff for, is it wild swimming they call it? Absolutely all sorts. I was going to say 1,000 products, but I don't think there's quite 1,000 on there, but there's quite a few. So yeah, that rounds up this video. Check out the website. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Please check out the links in the description box below. Gives me a thumbs up if you've liked the video. If not, go out, do some bike packing, go camping, come back in a better mood, then give me a thumbs up. Right guys, I'll see you all on the next one. Thanks for watching.